Please give all of your love to our final storyteller of the night, Dylan Lee Lowry.
Hey, Dad. Should we be airing out this trailer right before the showing? Isn't the mold and mildew a problem that we should fix? You'd respond, this place has got new paint, new carpet, new lighting fixtures. These people aren't going to get a deal this good anywhere else. It's playing. Yeah. I should have said something. It's playing. You were a creative slumlord. One time we entered a trailer with overdue rent. The mom started screaming and then hyperventilating. You said, we aren't falling for this stunt, lady. An ambulance came because her panic attack worsened. The family went with the mother to the hospital, and we took their valuables. We offered to return their things in exchange for missed rent checks. You didn't say, do the right thing. You said, build a better mousetrap, and think outside the box, which together for you meant break the rules in creative ways and don't get caught. You liked quoting characters, like Bill Cosby as a dad jesting threats. I brought you into this world and I can take you out. Randomly you start singing Disney's Bare Necessities, Hakuna Matata, Be Our Guest. You often quoted one line from Good Will Hunting. Robin Williams, who lost control in one scene and threatened his patient, I will end you. You dressed up as Santa Claus, as the Easter Bunny, and as a friendly elephant with a trunk that hung low. All through elementary, the students loved your costumed visits. During one heat wave, you bought 2 fans for my classroom. You bought the same for every room in the building. Was this generosity? Or were you just buying leverage so you could take me out of school whenever you wanted, for my free labor, or for cheaper off-season vacations? When happy and manic, you were a joyous goof who just wanted us to be happy. You had a big belly that fluctuated in size, and you walked with a silly gait that was puffed up, yet feminine. I kept every note you left in my lunch bag, always written in capital letters, and always misspelled. Food was an offering of nourishment and apology. You fried wings, baked beans, cut up watermelon, but it wasn't enough. When enraged and manic, spit went flying out of your engorged face as you screamed until your voice became raspy. You cracked the belt, gave me a licking for talking back, regularly breaking kitchen utensils over my body. Another popular mantra of yours, in this house, I am God. After installing a new stereo and multi-disc changer in the wall, you punched it to pieces. You picked up a chair and swung it down like an axe, splitting the oak kitchen table down the middle. You ripped the mailbox out of the ground, with concrete still stuck to the base, and threw it through the rear windshield of Mom's car. You put the blame on us. Look at what you made me do. Are you fucking happy now? Get your boots on, we're going to work. We're going to teach you a lesson. One morning you had me type up a letter from the perspective of a sewer enforcement officer, basically saying, this property failed the test, and the land is not suitable for building. You needed to present a financial hardship to get permission from the municipality to put up a billboard on this interstate adjacent land. We printed the letter, picked up $1,000 from the bank, and drove to the property where Bob was timing water absorption into the ground. You got out of our SUV and into Bob's pickup. Out of view, you gave him the letter and the cash. I could tell that you were trying to impress me, but I was concerned. Isn't that letter like evidence or something? Can't Bob turn that into the cops? You said that would never happen. Now, you don't remember this scene because you weren't there. I came home from school one day, the first few weeks of junior year. Serena was in the kitchen and dazed. She said, Mom's in the game room. She needs to talk to you. I wasn't aware that your trial for bribery had been earlier that day. Mom informed me, Dad's trial was today. He was found guilty. A pause, then Mom continued, he didn't come home. He was sentenced to 23 months. They took him right to prison. When a few months before I had read "Area Man Accused of Bribery" in the local paper, I looked up the punishment for a guilty verdict, a fine and community service. But the judge was all too familiar with Mike Lowry. You somehow always got away with your actions, but not this time. I told my friends you were away on business, but they knew better. Edder's man, jailed for bribery, had been on the front page. From a young age, I didn't like how you treated us or anyone else. You were sent back to prison a few years later, after a psychotic breakdown, when you said you were going to kill all of us, and when you almost succeeded with killing Mom. She passed out and urinated after you beat and choked her in the living room. The stench lingered for months. After 3 days of state police on a manhunt, you went back to prison again, where you were now scheduled to spend a lot more time. Your actions were fucked up. But nobody deserves to be raped and tortured. Nobody deserves weeks of solitary confinement. Nobody should be tasered on the tongue. They took away your antidepressants. They took away your antipsychotics. You took away your life. Around the time you killed yourself, the local paper had just started its online platform. Inmate found dead in bathroom. The article about your suicide elicited comments like, "Every inmate should have access to ropes. Save the taxpayers, $sign, $sign." And also, seriously? This guy was been in jail 2 years for trying to bribe someone inspecting dirt? And also, he was a manipulative, self-centered liar and thief. We tried to defend you, saying you were also a caring person. I encouraged family to stay away from that toxic virtual space, but fighting back against brutal trolls gave them something to do in a helpless situation. I hate scum wrote, "This forum is not an obit page. If you were looking for nicey nice comments about the dead, this is definitely not the place. He may be someone's dad, brother, son, but to his victims, he was and always will be a scumbag." We burned your body in a cardboard box a week before I left home for college. So deeply ashamed, your final wishes included no obituary, no viewing, no funeral. The quilt Mom made and under which you both slept for decades had tucked you into your box. The quilt was pulled up to just beneath your chin, so as to hide the bruising from the bedsheet noose. Another jokester had commented, "He must have been a member of the Ku Klux Klan to be able to walk the halls with that white sheet." Some commenters thought there had been foul play, but we knew better, thanks to your suicide letter. You had said, "I'm so sorry I failed you. I'm so sorry." You know, Dad, you were the perfect role model. You showed me the way I should never treat others. I started asking myself, how do I want to make others feel? You used control and domination, physical and verbal abuse, lies and threats to get what you wanted. So I learned to use compassionate listening and collaboration. I am still unlearning the arrogant tone you taught me. I still have a problem with perfectionism, and my inner voice is still mean and nasty. I still worry that I'm actually rotten deep down. Daily, I still struggle with the bipolar I inherited from you and the PTSD you caused. For 18 years, I lived under your roof, and I never felt safe. Maybe that's why I care so much about social justice. Your violence was intentional and instrumental, like that of the state. You disregarded the lives of others, just like the murderous military and the killer cops. Your mood swings taught me conflict resolution. Your screaming taught me to numb myself. Your expression of love and support taught me people are full of contradictions and capable of many things. I'm still deciding what your suicide taught me. Do you miss us? You miss Grandpa's fight with lung cancer, Sarah's wedding, and the births of Colin and Fern. You missed Serena's suicide attempts following yours. You also missed her getting her GED and realtor's license this year. Mike just got a job. Dustin fell in love with a German woman and moved to Munich. Brad just got a professorship. and Sarah's pregnant again. I'm living in Denver now, and starting to make some friends. I really hope that I can be a positive force in people's lives. Thanks for teaching me so much. Even you didn't deserve that. I'm so sorry too.